Now that I've reviewed the re-released God Is, I have one more Almondo-related task to do before I move on to reviewing his new book, A Conscious Universe. Now, I should be clear, that's a big project. It'll take me a little while, there'll probably be some other stuff in between. But I'll do it, and I'll do it as quickly as possible. I'll probably make the videos in February and then start publishing them either in February or in March. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's not today's business. Today's business is the book release announcement video. This was released in early January, and it might be surprising to hear that, because these books were supposed to both release on American Thanksgiving. But I guess Almondo decided he needed a bit of extra time to make sure everything was good, which seems wise, and would be wise, but in the case of God Is, it appears to have made no difference. Hopefully that's just because he was really focusing on A Conscious Universe and really polishing that book, because of course that is by far the more important of the two book releases. But enough messing around, let's see what he had to say.
So, I do want to thank everybody for just the amount of support that I got from my first book.
Oh, you're welcome. I know that's directed at me personally, since I'm part of the single-digit number of people who bought your book. I'm sure you dined well on calzones and ice cream for 2 days. And that's not even mentioning all the free publicity. I'm happy to provide.
Listen, for my first book, I mean, yes, there has been a lot of, like, trivial, controversy and
Just to be clear, the controversy isn't really trivial. Yeah, it's about a trivial subject, a book that nobody cares about, but the points raised, by which I mostly mean the ones about plagiarism, are not trivial. This is stuff you should be taking seriously. If you're serious about wanting to run a ministry, and especially wanting to be an author, you can't be pulling crap like that. It's not going to help you in any way. It's going to be very bad for your desired career or hobby or whatever you call it. And those problems are not caused by me or anyone else who's commented on it. They're caused by your choices. Your choice to do it in the first place, and when it's pointed out, your choice to not fix it and double down and triple down and try to shift blame onto others or deny the reality of the situation altogether. Now, I guess it's up to you whether you consider what you've done to be trivial. You can choose to interpret it that way if you want. You can choose to ignore the importance of what's been pointed out. It's just not a smart move, that's all.
Rumors.
Rumors. Yeah, again, see, you're characterizing things in a very denialistic sort of way. You're characterizing criticisms about you plagiarizing half your book as trivial, and now you're characterizing them as rumors, which would mean unsupported stories about you that people are passing around without actually knowing they're true. That's not what's happening. The plagiarism is not a matter of rumor. It's a matter of established fact. It doesn't matter if you like the fact. It doesn't matter if you acknowledge the fact. It doesn't matter if you understand the fact. It's a fact. I've demonstrated that pretty thoroughly in my book reviews. It's there in black and white. And again, you're describing it in a way that's deeply unhelpful to you. A way that shows a refusal to take responsibility, to acknowledge what it is that you've done. The fact is, it's pretty clear that you're not a well-read guy. It's pretty obvious to me that you don't read books. Fine. It's possible that you just weren't aware of what plagiarism is at the start. It's possible that when you were piecing together God Is, you thought that the way you were doing it would be considered acceptable and normal because other people do that too, you hypothetically assumed. Maybe. I can give you the benefit of the doubt on that what you did initially was not malicious. But the problem is, at this point, it's been pointed out to you so many times in such detail, it's been made so clear what the problem is and why it's a problem, that you continuing to, at different moments, downplay it or outright deny it, makes you look now like a malicious little thief who knew exactly what you were doing all along. It makes it really damn hard for me to have any interest in giving you the benefit of the doubt about what happened originally, because it shows that even if you'd fully understood what you were doing, you would have done it anyway, and then downplayed every criticism as trivial rumor.
Of course, all coming from atheists, dishonest atheists.
Oh yeah, just ignore what's in the book, everybody. Just pretend that it's not there because the dishonest atheists said it was there, and showed you it was there. Reality goes away if the bad people point at it.
They're all coming from people who I've destroyed in debates.
No. They're coming from people who you've challenged to debates with all the bravado and confidence in the universe, and then refused to communicate with and blocked everywhere so they had no way to contact you. That's who they're coming from. Oh, and I think it goes without saying that you've never destroyed anyone in a debate in your entire life. This seems to be some sort of fantasy you're pretending is real. But you know what? Let's say at some point you actually had somehow beaten anyone in a debate, whatever that's supposed to mean. You're still a plagiarist. Your book is still full of plagiarism. The results of a debate about some theological topic don't change the words in your book. If you suddenly won a debate tomorrow, I wouldn't open your book and all of a sudden all the problems would be fixed. That kind of magic isn't real. And if it's not real, then I don't understand what the relevance of mentioning this is. It doesn't matter who's pointing something out. It matters if what they're pointing out is true, which it is. It's proven. It's been proven over and over again. You are a plagiarist. The fact will not change. It doesn't matter how many people you call dishonest or stupid or say you've beaten in debates. Insults and name-calling won't fix the ink on the paper in my house.
People whom I responded to with love and kindness and respect, which they don't like.
Love and kindness and respect. Again, we've seen your responses. Yeah, you've deleted most of them off your channel, but that doesn't mean people haven't seen them. The thing about responding with love and kindness and respect is that you can't just say you've done it and then it's true. For it to be true, you have to actually do it. That's the tricky part. Now, personally, I don't bother. Neither do you. Can we stop pretending?
Because, when somebody's angry and somebody wants to come at you, they expect you to come back with that same type of energy.
No, you can come back with whatever tone you want. I don't care about your tone. Be as loving and respectful and kind as you want. I don't care. You're not, but do it if you want to. All I want is a little bit of honesty. I would like that when you talk about your insane plagiarism, you talk about yourself, what you've done, as opposed to calling me dishonest and saying I'm spreading rumors and focusing on trivial things, and all the other things you've said about me across these videos.
But because I don't come back with that same type of energy, I always treat them with love and respect. Even behind the camera, they seem to kind of get a little kicked off about that. So
at what point do I stop giving credence to the idea that this is just self-delusion? I mean, yeah, okay, there's always the possibility, technically, but it's so remote at this point. Surely this is just ridiculously dishonest excuse-making, not actual belief, right? I don't know, every time I try to come down on one or the other side of this, I find myself questioning my position and kind of leaning back towards the other side, mainly because I find this kind of a mind so difficult to comprehend.
Unfortunately, of course, we don't battle with flesh and blood. We battle with higher powers, principalities, demons, demonic spirits from demonic realms, and that's just what we battle. We battle evil spirits.
Look, man, I know all of that is canonically true about me, but that is still uncalled for. But okay, now we understand what responding with love, kindness, and respect means. It means accusing everyone who pointed out what you provably did of being an evil demon spirit. Again, at this point he has no excuse for denying that what he did was plagiarism, and yet he's still escalating the rhetoric against the people who pointed out. Now they're literal demons. There's no way this can be self-delusion, right? 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 This has got to be the lamest ever example of someone trying to avoid the problem and hide it, right? Yeah, a bunch of people said that I plagiarized a whole bunch of my book, but they're demons. Not only are they dishonest atheists, they're actual literal demons. So don't look into it or anything. There's definitely nothing credible there, so don't waste your time. It's so hilarious, but it's so painful.
There's demonic spirits and and all those who are unsaved, all those who have rejected Christ.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a very important distinction. We're not actually demons. We're just possessed by actual demons, right? Ugh.
And that's what we battle. So, even though we've had a lot of controversy and disagreements and...
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you disagree. You know damn well what you did. Keep tossing insults around. Keep calling people names. Keep vocally disagreeing. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's as clear-cut as if you walk into a store, load up 2 carts with merchandise, walk out the door without paying, and start loading the stuff into your car, and an employee comes up to you and says, "Hey man, what the hell are you doing? You just stole 2 cartloads of stuff from the store." And you say, No, I disagree. I just disagree. I bought it. Yep. And the guy's like, "Well, you didn't pay for it." And you're like, "Yeah, well, it's totally legitimate, though. I bought it." And the guy's like, "No, you didn't." And you're like, "What are you, a dishonest atheist demon?" Nobody listened to this guy. He's a demon-possessed atheist. Don't listen to him. I bought this stuff, okay? Don't ask for my receipt or anything, but I bought it. He says I didn't, but I disagree. He's just spreading rumors. Just give it up, man. It's just pathetic to watch.
I guess uncensored and just unnecessary videos, content being published about my book.
Uncensored? What would you have me censor, Almondo? What parts don't you like that you think I should bleep? Just all of it?
I do want to thank them because they have helped promote my book to the point where it's been financially helping me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, based on my reviews, a few viewers of mine who are very naughty and bad people bought your book just to laugh at it, which they should not have done. Again, don't support this nonsense financially. What I've given him is more than enough, but I can't stop you if you really want to make a bad decision.
It's actually been promoting my new book. And what's up, Jason? God bless you, brother.
I've definitely spread the word about your new book. I do know there's at least one person other than me who's bought the book specifically because of me covering you, and he's a terrible, terrible person and should flagellate himself as penance. But, you know, the short-term gains aren't really the point with stuff like this. If you really want to be an author, you have shot yourself in the foot so severely for the long term that there's really no coming back. Now, I know this kind of talk is just you foolishly trying to rescue some of your pride, but even if it were true in some meaningful sense, that doesn't change just how bad what you've done is going to be for you in the future if you have any intention of seriously continuing on with this plan of becoming an author. Oh, and speaking of seriously pursuing plans, is your book in Target and Walmart yet? Can't say I've seen it there, but it must be, though. You said you were going to sell it there.
I'm actually going to be selling my next book through Barnes and Noble, Christian bookstores, Target, Walmart.
So of course my failure to find it must just be a problem on my end. You wouldn't lie about something like this. It'd be so obvious. Nobody with a brain would do that.
But as far as my book, God is, I'm not really disappointed by all the content that's being made about me and my channel and my book. It's expected, especially when you're doing things for the kingdom of God. The devil and his angels are gonna try to manipulate, stir things up, cause chaos.
Oh, now the devil himself is involved. You just keep pushing that blame further and further out there into crazy land, huh?
You know, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy.
The devil comes to what, sorry?
That's what the devil comes to do. Steal, kill, and destroy.
Oh, can you elaborate a little bit more on that first one?
He's trying to steal credit for what I put into the book, all the hard work that I put into the book.
Oh, the devil tries to steal credit for other people's hard work. Huh, that's quite the accusation. And your evidence for this accusation is that the devil pointed out that you stole credit for a bunch of other people's hard work. I'm genuinely at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say to that.
Trying to destroy the book and trying to kill my career. You know what I mean?
No, you gigantic fucking idiot. I'm trying to save your career. Me, the devil, or devil-possessed guy, or whatever it is I'm supposed to be. This entire time, I've been trying to tell you, here's what you did wrong, just own up to it and move on, because otherwise, if you want to be a writer, you will destroy your own career. I won't have a damn thing to do with it. I'm not the one who stole half a book. That was you. If this affects your writing career, you have no one to blame but yourself. But you could have fixed it. You had every opportunity to go, okay, you know what? I didn't understand something. I made a mistake. I didn't know that this was not how things are done. I'll just change the book, fix it up. Or, you know, if you're feeling lazy, just stop selling it and do better next time, which you claim that you will do with the conscious universe. And if that's true, good, but I gotta be honest, I don't know how true it is where even at this point, you're still refusing to take any responsibility for your plagiarism, and now you're so committed to defending this action and pretending that it wasn't what it was, that you're accusing every single person who's ever told you what it was of being possessed by Satan, trying to steal credit from you for your original work. If you really want a writing career, you're killing it right now. Every time you do this, you tighten your grip around its throat a little harder. The outcome is obvious, and when it happens, you will have no one to blame but yourself. And I have tried so hard to warn you, but because of my position on the God question, you don't listen. When an atheist happens to give you good advice, you assume it therefore must be bad advice, and you do the exact opposite, thus ensuring that you're going to be harming yourself every step of the way. Fine, you know what? Have it your way if you want it that way so bad. But even so, I'm gonna keep giving you good advice out of some vain hope that maybe there's some sort of redemption arc here.
But the thing is that God always has the upper hand, and God is always successful. So
hey, yeah, maybe. Who knows? All I know is that you've ensured that you won't be.
At the end of the day, the book has been doing really, really great. You know, I'm getting more and more people asking about the book, wanting the book, and whether they want it because they want to do a review on it, or whether they want it because they want to burn it, or whether they want it because they actually genuinely want to read it, that's up to them. But it's bringing customers to my book, which is great.
We're still talking about God is, right? Sorry, but I don't buy it. I would love to see some sales stats on this. Obviously, I'm not privy to that, but until I see some, I definitely do not believe there's much action happening for God is at this point. If there is, congratulations, but again, this is just you trying to deflect criticism by saying, actually, all the critics are just helping me. It's really great for me. Okay, nobody cares. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's good for you, bad for you. I'm telling you things you need to hear. I'm saying things that need to be said. That's all there is to it. Book sales figures are not the point. You're saying this because you think it'll make people stop telling you the truth because you've misunderstood our motivations. My goal is not to ruin you or make things bad for you. All I want is a sliver of honesty, of acknowledgement of reality. Not for my good. It doesn't help me. No, it would be bad for me in terms of popularity and money and content availability. You're quite a draw. People are interested in this story. My practical interests are in you continuing down this path that you've chosen. But I don't want you to. I want you to change course regardless of what's good for me. I want you to take personal responsibility for what you've done and stop trying to shift the blame or deny it altogether, because doing that will help you. I want to see you stop making terrible, terrible choices about what you do, how you react to things, your unwillingness to accept responsibility for your own actions, your unwillingness to even acknowledge that the action occurred at all. I want to see you cut that out because I think you can do better. But you're kneecapping yourself with your behavior and your insistence on doubling down on it all the time. You're so stuck in the mud of committing to your poor decisions that you can't see that you can just step out of it and move on. You're so hung up with your pride and your fear of taking responsibility, your desire to avoid that feeling of, oh no, I did something. It's not somebody else's fault, it's mine. You're so stuck in all of that you can't see that all you have to do is just let it go and acknowledge that the reason people are placing responsibility on you isn't because they're demons who hate you. It's because the responsibility for your actions is yours. And people care enough about you to tell you the truth about that. Because hearing the truth told to you uncompromisingly is the first step towards acknowledging it. And acknowledging the truth is the first step towards making a positive change. What would make me happy is to see you stop sabotaging yourself at every turn. You're acting in a way that's doomed to have only negative consequences. And you're very literally demonizing all the people who are trying to help you see that. I'm not this devil that you've painted me as. I'm not interested in destroying your career. I would be very pleased at this point to see you become a successful apologist making original content. But unfortunately, because of who is telling you the truth that you need to hear, you're dead set on ignoring the truth and doing everything you can to ruin yourself. You've decided that because an atheist told you you're making a mistake, the best course of action is to keep making the same mistake. You're screwing yourself over just because you don't like people like me, who are apparently the only people who give a shit enough about you to give you good advice. And so your dreams of being a successful apologist or a successful author are not going to come true because of the behavior that you keep choosing to engage in out of pointless spite and excessive pride.
I kind of remastered the book, and I made sure to get it copyrighted. I wanted to get it checked and copyrighted.
I still have no clue what that means if your book shows no sign of being registered with the US Copyright Office. And as usual, you're incredibly vague. I got it copyrighted. I got it checked. What does that mean? Who did you submit it to? We'll never know, because you'll never say, because you're probably completely full of shit. If I'm wrong to suppose that, prove it. Tell me who you registered it with. Give me some way to look it up. Stop being intentionally vague.
So for all the people, like, this is coming from me.
who else would it be coming from? Yes, I assume the things you say come from you. Although I probably should hesitate to do that too, because I've seen some of the videos you've plagiarized in the past. David John Wellman had a video about that quite some time ago.
Okay, this is coming from the steps that I took to verify my book.
What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Not unless you're more specific.
Which I didn't have to. I don't have to go down to their level and try to prove anything to them. I really don't have to do that.
You don't have to prove things like that you got your book verified, or got your book copyrighted, or it's not plagiarism, things like that. Well, I guess it's okay then that you've never bothered and never will.
But for the sake of just trying to establish peace and understanding.
Sorry, you want peace and understanding with the devil and his demons. What the fuck are you talking about?
And trying to draw a line where these people have to, understand that this book, all the credit does go to me because this is my work.
Are you kidding me? Are you a troll? Like a genius troll? Is this all a joke? How can this be real? How is this real? I mean that. How are there people like this? How is there even one person like this? Just keep going. God.
But, of course, with the work that I put in, I've also given credit to every single author that I've used material from.
Which is an outright lie, even about the new edition. I've already covered that in the Gaudia's re-review. I guess I don't have to go over it again here, but man. But, I'm a devil, demon, evil spirit, possessed, dishonest atheist, so that changes the facts somehow and removes all the plagiarism that's still there.
And I've given credit to certain things that I quoted from different apologists and different book writers and stuff to kind of take some ideas from them to elaborate on. And
you're still sticking with that post hoc excuse, huh? Okay, even if I accept that, your book is still filled with insane amounts of plagiarism. Your list of names in the back doesn't change anything. You have to actually change the book, and you changed nothing that would fix this problem.
I made sure that everything that I wrote in my book was 100% legitimate and 100% correct, and it was legal.
No, I don't think it is. But again, legality is not the issue here. The issue is your dishonorable attitude. Your totally absurd attempt to pass off a bunch of other people's material as yours, which you still continue to do, and your absolute refusal to own up to it. Starting with your attempts to reposition your book as an elaboration book rather than original work, up to and including your current attempts to paint everyone who's read the book and sees it for what it is as a demon-possessed liar.
So I took legal action to get my book verified and copyrighted, and it was successful.
What action? Not that it would change the facts anyway. If you managed to register your book somewhere that doesn't make it not plagiarism, how would registering your book for copyright change what's in it? That doesn't make any sense. But even though it means nothing, I'm still curious. What legal action did you take to verify and copyright your book? You've never specified what that is. Not that I've seen anyway, maybe in some live stream you deleted, but I doubt it. There's no record of your book being a registered copyright. So what are you claiming you did that's not that? Well, I guess it'll just have to stay a mystery. Although to be honest, I don't see it as that big of a mystery. I have a pretty confident guess about what exactly it is that you've done, which is you did nothing and then you lied. Prove me wrong, please. I would be happy to be wrong in this case. And if I'm wrong in this case, I will immediately take it back.
If anybody wants to know if the book itself is plagiarized or if it's illegally published or anything like that, open up the book, verify the copyright.
I can verify that you put a copyright symbol on the back cover of your book. That doesn't verify anything. When I tried to verify the copyright with the US Copyright Office, there were no results. Now, that's not to say that the copyright symbol you printed on the back of your book is entirely invalid. There are parts of the book that you wrote, and those parts are copyrighted by you, regardless of whether you've actually registered that copyright. It's the other parts that aren't. That doesn't change with a copyright symbol. It doesn't change with a shoddy review by a copyright office. It doesn't change with a registration at a copyright office. And of those three things, you don't even appear to have the last two. It seems like you honestly expect people to be so stupid that if you tell them, look, I printed a symbol on the back cover of my self-published book, now I didn't plagiarize anything, they'll just accept that and move on. Like, okay, yeah, well, okay, I was wrong. Did you honestly think that was gonna work? Just cut it out, man. You're the most childish person I've ever interacted with.
And if you guys have any questions, you guys, I don't know if there's a number you guys could call for the copyright customer service.
The Copyright. Is that who you registered it with? Is that who reviewed it? The Copyright? No, so who are you talking about? I searched for your book with the U.S. Copyright Office, which is where copyrights are registered in the United States, and got nothing. I don't need to call a phone number. You appear to have no registered copyright. Maybe you have some records on your end that you'd like to share. Maybe you have 10 emails going back and forth with some copyright scammer. I don't know. You're the one making the assertion. You know what you have to back it up, if anything. So any help would be appreciated. Don't just tell me to pick up the telephone and call the copyright.
I just went through the website. I didn't talk to nobody. I actually did everything through email and processing and website processing.
Okay, what website? It's so vague that it seems like it has to be on purpose.
But for anybody who wants to, who has concerns about that, then take it up with the copyright, because
Armando, I can't take it up with the copyright because the copyright isn't an organization. When I took it up with the United States Copyright Office, the result was that there is no registered copyright for your book. So that's not the copyright, in which case, who is? What's the website? I'd love to know. Again, I would love to be proven wrong here. I'd love to think that you're better than what seems to be happening here. I'm not hopeful, but I'll try to keep a little candle of hope burning. It's being buffeted pretty hard by the winds here, but I'll do my best.
Copyrights, when you send something in to get something copyrighted, they make sure that it's not stolen. They make sure that it's not plagiarized. They make sure that all the material is original, all the material came from you.
It's possible that when you submit something to the U.S. Copyright Office, they run some amount of a plagiarism check. I don't know for sure, but it's possible. But you don't appear to have done that, so what's the relevance?
So that's that. Okay?
Really? You're just going to pretend that settles the issue? My book's totally not plagiarized, and if you disagree, call the copyright? Seriously?
I don't know what else more you guys want me to do.
I think that I and quite a number of others have been abundantly clear about what would be required for you to actually salvage any of your reputation. But see, now it's not just about plagiarism, now it's about your assertions that you've registered this copyright, which appear entirely unverifiable. Maybe that's a great way to deflect future criticism of the plagiarism. Just do something else ridiculous and hope people criticize that instead. It's not the strategy I'd use, but maybe it's effective in that very limited and pointless sense.
I don't know if you want me to call up every author, such as Frank Turek, Norman Geisler, J. Warner Wallace, if you want me to contact them directly and ask them if it's okay that I did this, because they're going to tell you the same thing, that yes, it's okay, because they do the same thing.
To the best of my knowledge, no, they don't. If they're also plagiarizing shitbags, then when they do it, it's far more limited and far less obvious. But I went through quite a bit of I don't have enough faith to be an atheist, and I didn't see anything there that jumped out at me as obviously someone else's words. Except quotations, obviously, but that's different. Ideas, yes, obviously the arguments for Christianity are tired and old and everybody uses them. But that's not the point. Stating the same idea in your own words is not plagiarism. But now you've just openly accused Frank Turek, Norman Geisler, and J. Warner Wallace of committing insane amounts of plagiarism in their books. Well done, I'm sure that'll be helpful for you somehow.
Such as every other book writer who uses ideas from other people and elaborate on those ideas and publish books.
Armando, discussing similar ideas as other people have already discussed is not plagiarism. That is not what's at issue here, and you fucking know it. Don't even pretend you don't know that. You're dumb, but you're not this dumb. Come on.
But at the end of the day, I already got my book verified, checkmarked, copyrighted, and if anybody has a problem with that, then I mean, I don't know what to say. That's up to you guys.
There's no way. There's no way. There is no way that this is self-delusion, and there's no way that this is just stupidity. Right? Right? Am I wrong? Am I right? I just can't stop being fascinated by this. Until I get a clear answer as to what's going on inside that head, I don't think I'll ever stop being fascinated by this.
But My book has been verified. God is, and it's republished.
I just left that in because I wanted it to be absolutely crystal clear that we're still talking about God is. The worst example of plagiarism I have ever seen in my entire life. That's what he's claiming suddenly has no problems because some anonymous person apparently verified it and checkmarked it and copyrighted it. He seems to sincerely think that the opinions of some anonymous jackass who probably doesn't even exist mean that he never did what he provably did. He's gotta be just a chronic liar, right? Right? He can't believe this. He can't. There's no way he can believe this. Right? Right?
And like I said, I just want to thank every single one of you for your love and support. It's been financially helping me. Like all the videos about my book, they think that it's defeating it, but it's actually helping my book. It's promoting my book.
Yeah, I don't care about promoting your book, man. That's not a problem. It just sucks that I can't convince you to be honest with yourself about what's happened. In the end, that's all that matters, but it just doesn't seem possible. Or maybe it's already happened. Maybe you're perfectly honest with yourself, but you're just incredibly, overwhelmingly dishonest with everyone else. I don't know which. I still can't make up my mind.
So far, I haven't seen any imbalance. I haven't seen, statistics from my sales or anything go down. It's been slowly going up. It's not skyrocketing, but it's slowly going up.
Do you mean total sales or do you mean weekly sales? Because your total sales won't drop because it's a total. The only way that can go is up. Your weekly sales, though? No, I don't buy it. Especially considering that God Is wasn't listed on Lulu for months before this video. How could your sales go anywhere for a product you weren't selling? But again, with this vagueness on your part, so I don't know exactly what you're trying to say to me. Words are hard. It'd be much easier to steal them.
Purchasing my book is helping me, okay? It's helping me because all the finances and every type of financial, anything financial that I get from it, I'm putting it towards new stuff, writing another book or maybe releasing a short film.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Almondo. You're trying to discourage people from making videos about your ridiculous plagiarism-riddled book by telling us everything we would possibly want to hear. Look, do you need money to write a new book? Do you need money to make a short film? Do you want somebody to fund you? Because forget me buying your book, forget me promoting your book, I'll just give you money for that. We can set up a business arrangement here. If you need money to make whatever your heart desires, we can make that happen. Alright, you underestimate what a big fan I am of your work. And I want to be clear about this, I was very sincere before when I said that I want to see you succeed instead of doing this over and over. To me, that's the best case scenario. But since you seem hellbent on doing anything but that and demonizing anyone who tells you it's a bad idea, I might as well get some entertainment out of it. Alright, now there is more that I want to say about this video, but this is the point where he stops talking about God is and starts talking about a conscious universe. And this conscious universe part is going to go on for quite a while, so I think this is a very sensible place to take a break, and I'll come back with the conscious universe part as a different video. That makes a lot more sense to me than switching to a different topic and then trying to push through a whole pile of that stuff right now. So, thank you for watching, and if you would, before you go, please give the video a like and click subscribe if you haven't, and if you like the channel, please consider supporting. Even a couple bucks per video or per month helps a huge amount, and huge thanks to all my supporters who've already made that choice. For early access, email list.logicked.com, and I'll see you next time.